Bruh, it's actually crazy that the one time that I don't choose to take this setup pre-market, it runs all the way. Look at this setup. So there's 90 minute. Obviously, you have the daily PSP. You had it yesterday. 90 minute, and then obviously a day after FOMC. But it's like, bro, the one time I don't take the trade pre-market, and my draw was New Week opening gap from here. So there's whatever. It's okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we find the setup. Obviously, we're overextending quite a bit right now, and 9:30 is going to be expansion. So we just have to figure out, like, okay, so what do we have, right? We don't have a 4 hour PSP, do we? No, we don't. Um, but I think I'll be able to get an entry here on the kickback into the New Week opening gap, because you see, the Dow didn't take the slow, which is important because if Dow takes the slow, then we have weekly up. But since it didn't do that, we're okay. Yeah, but this is just insane. But this is very typical for a day after FOMC. It's just unfortunate that it happened pre 9:30. But honestly, most of the times it happens. Usually, it happens after 9:30. Uh, it depends. All right. So anyway, obviously, there's not a clean pullback right now. Um, we have microcycle at this high, but so let's see. It would be a very aggressive of an entry here, which it is a PSP, but it's the low of the Nick opening gap, and like an entry here would be very just playing with fire. It's pretty much gambling. See, right? Anyway, 1 minute PSP back in the gap. All right, let's go. I don't think we're gonna reverse. This is just a pullback, in my opinion. All right. So I gave myself a bit wider of a stop than on anyway. All right. So there's bottom of New Week opening gap. I'm putting my stop to those highs now. The issue is the 5 minute. Oh shit. Yeah, I really want to close this right now. That 5 minute is not good. Alright, I'm just gonna play it safe. I put my stops at these highs, so if I take the loss, I take the loss. It's only 81. So it's a PSP and a 5 minute, but that's really nothing at this point. Um, but let's see. So obviously we have this right here, but it's not too much of a key level. All right. I'm gonna take one position off right there. Because I believe we need to drop pretty aggressively still. But if we have like one of those, yeah. So you have like a small SMT here. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. We didn't hit new week opening gap on ES. That's the one part that's like holding me for that bearishness as well as these 2 wicks. Because the thing is, if we have a pullback, we're pulling back into here, into that 930 gap. But we're so deep in the 930 gap on ES that I don't see why we need to come back to it on NQ. That's why I really don't want to see us touch these highs right there. So like here's my current trade, right? So but yeah, I'm taking one off at these lows for sure because this is just not it. Alright, we're finally near that new week opening gap on ES. This time we're gonna run through it. Alright, well that's not good. Damn, it's so ugly. Alright, True New York on Dow's hit. I mean, there's really nothing left at this point. We don't have news today either. We have NFP tomorrow. So, alright. What I kind of realized is when we have markets like this, or like when we're at one of those lows, like it's really, although it's consolidating and then it's just going to expand. And even though I'm trying to like actually snipe every candle and try to get an explanation, I don't think I'll really be able to do much. So I just kind of have to make a decision. Am I holding this or not? I'm just going to take one off. Yeah, I took one off just now, and then I'll just put the rest of it to break even. And I'm done. So pretty much, if we go to here, let me check. Yeah, so if we go here, I'm out. Or we're gonna run lower, lower, lower. Cause like, I don't like entering at just such a discount really. Like it's not a discount on the higher time frame and like the overall day, but it's such a discount in terms of just that 930 drop. So that's the only thing that like I don't really like. Now this wick, the fact that we created that wick and then we traded through, we shouldn't really come back. So that's a good thing. But I'll just wait and see. I risked very little. I only risked $80 today. So I'm just kind of playing it really, really safe. Now, you don't have yes, yeah, yeah. NQ is pulling back while yes are running. Nice. What's going on? Nice. There we go. That's good. Yeah, this is just one of those where I just gotta let it go and try to put the logic to the side. Is my stop loss okay? My stop loss is above New Week opening gap, so at least I have that there. But, but I really don't even see like true good reason for a pull. Like I see that it can pull back into that 5 minute that we're seeing. Like I see this, but it's like, does it really need to? Because what's the consolidation for? Like we have this crack, right? But is this crack going to take us back to that high? I don't know. But we're about to find out. All right, so this is pretty much my last one. This last wick I'm gonna let get pulled back into there. If we go above that wick, then it's pretty clear that we're not we're pulling back up. So then I'll take one more partial like around here, and then break even once it hits. So let's see. So it's either just gonna rip straight down, or I'm gonna take the partial and leave. All right. Looks like, well, we still don't know yet. It can still definitely turn around here. Okay, that close was good for here, but now here comes the big question. Right, looks like we're in the money. Now we need that low. Alright, that's not it. Come on. Alright, now 15 minutes about to close. Alright, so we're like halfway in New Week opening gap and yes. Alright, so what I'm looking at is the New Week, previous New Week opening gap and the Q. This low is symmetrical, but I'm waiting for Dow realistically to get to at least the bodies. But I have to watch and make sure that we don't get a retracement too high. So, but all right. So there, I just took one more partial. So enter there, partial, partial. Honestly, not even mad about that because now I only have like I have very little running, but you have to remember this is FOMC. Like it's one of those days where most people either hit big or lose a lot. So I'm not really trying to fight with fight with FOMC. That's just not a game for me. So we're back in this gap. 15-minute pulling back, which is fine. New week opening gap gonna get reached too. That's probably the most ideal target for us in this case. And there we go. Yeah. And now, after that candle, I mean, come holy power of three to that one. I think we're safe. I want to hold it all the way to Wednesday, but I think I'll do that. I think I'll just leave it alone for the rest of the day. Um, yeah. So realistically, so what I'm looking at is I want to see us if we close 15-minute bearish again, so we have two, then I'd probably be looking at the candle body lows over here, and that would probably be my target. But we'll have to wait and see. If this one closes down and doesn't have that pullback, because if it has the pullback, then you just gotta accept that loss. Because if this pulls back, all right, I understand we have 930 here, which probably we won't come back to, but we can most definitely come up and start wicking into this. The craziest thing is that like my my entry is like 200, what is that, 200 ticks away, and it's like it's far, but at the same time, FOMC, like it can just fling all the way back up any moment. This is dangerous stuff. All right, 5 minute PSP, 15-minute no PSP. A pullback can be expected. Absolutely. Also, now we're way below the week opening gap on NQ. Yes, halfway. So we'll see. But I'm on the day I'm at 105. Like I've realized PNL. So pretty much, in my opinion, sort of break even day. I risked very little today as well. So all right, let's see. If we come all the way back up, then I'm pretty much gonna be at that. What's it called? Just 100 on the day, which is okay, but oh well. But I think, yeah, I'm out. The reason I closed it is top step counts 150. Realized PNL is a green day, and what I saw right here was so we closed above this high right here on all three assets, and then at that point I realized we're gonna have a pullback, like a pullback, like a substantial pullback higher up. Um, and so it's FOMC. If I want to, like, I don't want to enter into this. I really don't. This is the thing. My setup, my strategy, and my edge is entering into there. If this was at 930, then my edge would be, and then I would enter, and my edge would play out. I don't have an edge in trading in the middle of the range. Like, of course, I can say, okay, I anticipate us to keep going lower, but that's not my edge. So I think I'm gonna end it here. It can absolutely go lower. That's fine. But pretty much today, 152. I only risked $80 on that trade. Well, it would have been here. I'll show you guys. So I entered there. I actually like that entry quite a bit. And then I took one off here, here, here. my stop loss originally was just this high, but then I moved it up to this high just in case if you keep wicking. So this one right here was 120. This to here was 82. And then I left at 152. So 1 to 1 RR, I guess, but that's totally fine. I mean, totally fine with me. So I'm just moving on. And yeah, I could have got 3 RR if I held all the way, but remember, this is like a, in my opinion, this is like a B setup. It's a B. So I'm leaving at a lower risk to reward than I would in a different setup. So 1 to 1 and I'm out. And yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.